Welcome to this year's edition of the Booking.com webinar together with Hostaway. But I can start by introducing us. We have Emily on the side of Booking.com. She's going to be presenting there, and we also have our own Maria, who's VP of product here at Hostaway. And my name is Markus. I'm the CEO and co-founder here at Hostaway. So we can get started. So Hostaway today is the largest property management system. It still feels strange to say that because we started only 10 years ago, but we're celebrating our 10 years anniversary this year. And as you see, we have a lot of people around the world, and we have a lot of customers around the world. During this webinar, if you want to use the chat, you can introduce yourself there and tell others where you're from. If you have questions, we will be doing Q&A at the end. So please use the Q&A functionality here in Zoom so we can get through all the questions. And yes, we will record this, so it will be available later on if you have to drop. But without further ado, I'll hand it over to Emily. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, and thank you so much, Hostaway, for having us, and thank you, Markus. So we're so excited to share how Hostaway and Booking.com are working together to help you grow your vacation rental business. Vacation rentals now represent 1 in 3 room nights booked globally on Booking.com, and we have welcomed over 1.8 billion vacation rental guests. The demand is here, and it's growing. In fact, 45% of our new hosts receive a booking within 1 week of listing on our platform. Our marketing engine works hard, so you don't have to. We advertise your listings on major search engines like Google, Bing, Yahoo, in over 45 different languages. And we invest in both global and local campaigns. This drives consistent demand across the year. Plus, you gain access to our Genius loyalty customers, which are filled with repeat travelers who often start their search on Booking.com. One of the unique advantages of working with Booking.com is our ability to convert travelers who may have originally been searching for a hotel into a vacation rental guest. Because we support all types of different accommodations, we can reach a much broader audience. Guests often come to our platform with just a destination in mind rather than a specific accommodation type. This means your listings get exposure to travelers who might not have considered a vacation rental at first, but are open to it once they see the option. 1 in 3 travelers ends up booking a vacation rental on our platform, and we're also consistently one of the most downloaded travel apps in the world. So this means more eyes on your listings results in more bookings and more revenue for you. Our ad campaigns are some of the most visible in the industry. Our 2025 Super Bowl ad featuring the Muppets had over 95 million views on YouTube and 165 million on TikTok. This kind of exposure translates into massive awareness and traffic to our platform and ultimately to your properties. We're not just on TV, though. We're deeply integrated into cultural moments. So our partnership with Major League Baseball, who we are now the long-term presenting sponsor for, and UEFA Women's Euro 2025 connect us to diverse travelers who are planning unique and memorable trips. And that means inspired travelers booking through Booking.com. Moving on to some of our trends for 2025. By analyzing the top 1,000 most booked destinations on Booking.com, we've identified the top trending destinations for 2025 that include destinations in the United States, France, Chile. These insights help us anticipate where demand is headed and tailor our strategies to keep your properties visible to travelers looking to explore new places. If you want to learn more about our travel trends or any industry news, we have great information on our blog at the Partner Hub, which is partner.booking.com. We're definitely seeing a rise in experience-driven travel. So whether it's hidden fashion hubs, a resurgence of vintage hobbies, or destinations celebrating women's contributions, these emerging themes shape our platform's content and traveler engagement, ensuring your listings meet guests' evolving expectations. Okay, so now shifting on to what matters most, hosting with peace of mind. We built features that give you more control over who books your property, how you communicate with them, and how you manage any unexpected issues. You'll have better insight into who's booking with tools like verified guest profiles coming later this year. This will be a great supplement to our existing features like setting expectations with house rules, having access to guest travel history, and verified email and payments when using payments by booking. Passing it over to Hostaway, how some of these features work on our end, how they work in conjunction with each other.
Yes, thank you, Emily. So basically, at Hostaway, everybody knows we have the highest partnership with Booking.com. We always work with them to bring the most valuable products and features to Hostaway as well. And when they release something that it's relevant for you to keep a good communication process with your guests, and basically to ensure transparency and making sure the guest is can see the trust during the booking process. We've implemented the ability to set house rules from Hostaway on your Booking.com listings. You can obviously use this to enhance the communication with the guests. It will help you streamline and leverage the policies in the event of a dispute. So it's something that you can enforce versus just some text that you have on the listing. And then automatically from Hostaway, you will be able to automatically sync these house rules to new listings created via the Booking.com API. So how to do that? If you go to the next slides, so a bit of a sneak peek before. You can do that from the listings page. If you go to the edit page and you find the channel specific tab there, you will see now there is a new component in the listing page for property policies. Just make sure that you have those on for the Booking.com. Further on, Emily is going to continue with the presentation, and then further on, we're going to talk a little bit more of it's new on Hostaway that we integrate with Booking.com and what is next as well.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Maria. So you already have the ability to our newly rolled out request to book functionality integrated with Hostaway. And we're continually making improvements to this as this is a new feature. Booking.com was traditionally an instant booking platform. However, we realized that might not work for certain hosts on our platform. So we now have the ability to accept booking requests, and this is all integrated within Hostaway. Hosting, as we all know, comes with some risks, and we have you covered. So from liability insurance up to $1 million per reservation and damage protection options. Coming soon, which we're really excited about, we will also include $1 million in damage insurance in addition to our liability insurance to give you even more peace of mind. These protections give you confidence in every guest stay on Booking.com. More to come on that. Payments by Booking gives you guaranteed payments, fraud protection, and flexible payout options. It also offers our guests the choice to pay with whichever method they prefer. So it's a win-win for all. As an added bonus, it's completely free throughout 2025 for bank transfer and credit card processing fees. Whether you want daily, weekly, or monthly payouts, we can support your financial flow. And for our partners in the UK, we are even offering funding for any type of business expense to help grow your business with Booking.com sponsored cash advance. Our goal at Booking.com is to make every aspect of hosting smoother and more profitable, and we're continually improving on this. So to recap some of our features that help you host with a peace of mind, we have damage payments and soon to be released damage insurance. You're able to set your own house rules, completely integrated with Hostaway. You get protection from liability claims with liability insurance automatically included. You get paid and you can secure finances by using payments by booking. Currently, we verify guest email address and credit cards for partners on payments by booking, and soon verified guests will be available for all partners, even if you're not using our payments functionality. And then lastly, we have robust support available in 45 different languages. And you can manage that through either Pulse or the extranet. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm going to pass it back over to Hostaway.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, you have been getting a lot of market share in different markets, and I'm sure everyone's noticed that, and also the product improvements that you've done or changes that you've done so far, and the ones on the roadmap look like they're exactly what the feedback from our customers have been. So yeah, gonna be a tough competition in the future, and hopefully you'll gain more market share.
Yeah, and basically, I mean, I'm super happy to following that growth. I'm super happy to report it's for us is the fifth consecutive year as premier partner of Booking.com, right? So I think probably you heard it from me in every webinar that I've been giving in the last few years, how important it is for us to keep these partnerships, the highest level of these partnerships, because this ensures that our integration has the best possible quality for you, that you're not going to get issues with the integration, you're not going to get double bookings, that you are being able to operate with Booking and be successful with Booking in the best possible terms. And also we have the luck to have a very good account management team from Booking.com, and these webinars are reflective of that. Obviously, if we didn't have a good relationship, they wouldn't be wanting to talk to you to date here. Definitely super proud. We're putting a lot of efforts in the product team, in the engineering team, to make sure that we continue being the best partners for Booking.com possible. So there are a few things that we're bringing new to our integration. If you scroll next, does that? Yeah. So something new that you can do now from Hostaway is you'll be able to modify checkout dates. So easily adjust the checkout date directly in the Hostaway reservation page. The benefit here is you don't have to do anything other than that. So the price is automatically updated and sent to Booking.com. And then after the change is approved, the guest then it gets automatically notified by Booking. These changes are going to be reflected obviously in the reservation. They're going to be reflected in the financial report then, so you can be completely safe that any change that you made to the checkout dates and the pricing will have a representation in your financial records as well. We also help you with when things are not going right. So when things are not going right with guests, right? So you can report guest misconduct from Hostaway. How does this help you? It helps you protect your properties from repeat offenders. You can escalate issues quickly with Booking.com directly from Hostaway when you use this functionality, and then you ensure that non-paying or rule-breaking guests can book again, which is very important. Definitely, you don't want those bad guests returning to your properties. And how do you do that today in Hostaway? Basically, it's so simple as going to the reservation page and click report guest misconduct. We present it with this model that tells you basically to select what was the problem, and that information will be reported to Booking.com, and then you will have leverage as well to negotiate or to basically solve any issues with unruly guests. Sometimes they happen, right? I saw a comment here in the Q&A from Pascal. Hello, Pascal. On cancellations, you can now waive cancellations for no-shows. How does this help you? It helps you in if you use this functionality when there's a no-show, it helps you avoid paying commissions for no-show guests by waiving the cancellation fee. So that's an important caveat there, right? So if Booking.com, if you cancel a reservation, they will still have pay a commission, but if you waive the cancellation fee, you save on that commission. This is about for you to preserve the goodwill with guests who may have a good reason for missing their stay, or they made a mistake, and leave a positive impression. And at the end, what you want to do is to encourage guests to rebook the same property. So if there's nothing wrong, if something happened, if it's not, if they have a good reason, if there's no reason to have a dispute, I think it's best to use this to make sure that you continue, you leave a good impression, basically. To do that, just basically, again, from the reservation page, select report no show. And if you click again, it just basically click on that checkbox and confirm. And all of this goes directly to Booking.com from Hostaway. All right, so a few more things that we add in the second half of the year on the Booking.com integration. I'm quite pleased to announce that we are going to add a lot more listing management additions. And also in the future, we'll probably enhance the content export that we have today with Booking.com. For the time being, on what we're working on the second half of the year, we'll be able to add invoicing details and fees, for instance, cleaning fees, set damage deposits on listing level, at room facilities, basically amenities, at battery information, key collection instructions, at licenses, etc. So all of these things that you had to do before on Booking.com, now you will be able to do it from Hostaway from the first time that you export a listing through the API as well. And that's that. All right.
All right. And here how you can get in touch with us. If you're currently a Hostaway customer and you want support with, for example, getting listed on Booking.com, this is the way. And if you're not a customer of Hostaway yet, please go to hostaway.com and sign up for a demo. You might be positively surprised with what you get to see there. But now let's go to the Q&A section. The first question was from Dan, who set up an account with Booking.com and started to integrate, but then realized that he won't be able to control his own payments. A lot of property managers prefer to stay in control over their own payments, and he claims that it was forced to go through Booking.com until there's some track record. I'm not sure if you're able to speak to that. Is it possible for property managers to manage their own payments on Booking.com and still be listed?
Yeah. Typically, you have the choice to collect payment on your end or use payments by booking. So we would have to further investigate to see why the system was requiring you to take payments through payments by booking.
All right, thank you very much. And then Anu is asking if the integration between Hostaway and Booking.com if it's gotten better. There was a lot of setup needed. Well, I can tell you that as you saw here, we are constantly making improvements. What I can also say in general is that it is best in class, meaning it's as good as any software provider can do, because we work with Booking.com and we're limited to what functionality they have. Fortunately, because of our great relationship, we have been able to co-develop a lot of functionality with them over the years, and that make it easier. Emily, did you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I would say that the improvements, we see them consistently, and with our future improvements to our APIs, it'll make it easier for our partners like Hostaway to build more robust connections. So things are continually to improve, and I would say you'll see a lot of improvements over the next year.
That's great. And then Maris or Marise has no, it's got to be Maris. Question for Maria: where can we communicate the house rules to potential guests who must agree in order to book? Is that in Hostaway?
That is in Hostaway from the listings page.
Under listings, you have
Under listings, channel specific, and you will have there a new component called Booking.com policies.
nice, smooth. Then Anu has another good question here that I already know Booking.com can't answer. The question is, what percentage of bookings approximately in USA are coming from Booking.com versus Airbnb and Vrbo? Or I don't know, maybe you can, Emily, but considering it's a publicly traded company, usually these type of questions can't be answered. Is that correct?
Yes, we don't have the data for Airbnb and VRBO, so we would not be able to answer that.
All right. I can tell you this much, Anu, that a lot of this information is publicly available, and actually all of the AI tools are quite good at pulling this kind of data together from for example, press releases and earnings releases of companies. So I can't give the direct answer, but I'm pretty sure it's there. I did see an article from Skift that shows that over the last 5 years it has been growing globally, but I can confirm that it has been growing massively in the US as well.
And then, so the next question is about the damage protection insurance. So that will be rolled out through by the end of the year, and it will be available in most countries that use Booking.com. So you'll receive communications once it's fully rolled out. We are going to be offering this with our partnerships with Generali. So just keep your make sure your email contact is up to date because you'll receive communication as soon as that's rolled out.
All right. And then Lindsay has a question that's probably account specific, but I'll raise it here again. Lindsay is saying that she's been having difficulty syncing Booking.com to Hostaway with the current schedule. So the Booking.com stays are overlapping with other stays. That sounds absolutely horrible. And she's asking, is that resolved or is it something I could be doing wrong? Well, probably neither or both is the right answer. Booking.com is actually extremely good when it comes to connectivity. It's very black and white. Either it's connected or it's not. And if it is connected, all the availability comes from Hostaway. So if your calendar is up to date on Hostaway, nobody can book through Booking.com. However, this sounds to me like a case when it's not connected. So the property was not connected to Hostaway, in which case the Booking.com's calendar doesn't know whether those days are blocked or not. So I would suggest contacting support and following through the steps there to connect Booking.com properly. And when you log into your extranet after connecting, you can go to the calendar. You clearly see that you're connected with Hostaway. All right. Then Sana is asking, will it be possible to set up commission payments like on Airbnb directly to the management company? That's an interesting, I guess we totally split payments here. Emily, is that something that you have considered?
Yeah, so our commission payments are differ per country. So I need more specifics on exactly how it's set up within Airbnb to give the best answer for that question. You
I
have
guess, yeah. I guess there's two ways to read that question, really, either commission to the property manager, or it could be the commission to the OTA. So Oksana, why don't you clarify that in a different question?
question from Anu about step-by-step instructions on how to integrate with Booking.com from Hostaway. So Hostaway has an amazing knowledge base that I use often when I'm working with hosts who are using Hostaway. So I put the link that has the step-by-step instructions on how to export your listings directly to Hostaway, and it's a great resource for you.
There was a question here about account managers. I saw a few questions about that. Could you share a bit, Emily, how to know if you can have an account manager at Booking.com? And is there a certain volume when, let's say, you have 100 properties, but you're not using Booking.com? Is there someone you can talk to at Booking.com? And how would you find out if there is possibility to get an account manager?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So the accounts are evaluated on a quarterly basis because Booking.com is such a large company and we have so many hosts and partners around the world. Unfortunately, not every single account can be managed. However, we have a plethora of digital resources available to our partners who are not currently managed. If your account is changed to be managed, your account manager will then reach out to you via email to introduce themselves.
Okay. So if you have an account manager, you should check your email.
Yes.
Then Wyatt is asking if Hostaway is able to help set up auto-integrate our listings into Booking.com. Funny you should ask. That's exactly what we do. So you can even Google how to export your listings to Booking.com from Hostaway to find our support guide, or go to the support guide and search there. And that's a very, very pain-free process now compared to what it was, I think, 8 years ago when we started working with Booking.com. So thank you for asking.
I, f- I think that we have answered most questions. Some of the questions that were asked were specific to your Booking.com account, so we're happy to answer those offline after we're able to look specifically at the situation that you're needing assistance with. And as far as I see a question from Melissa Smith about our fees. So where you can see that is if you log into the Booking.com extranet, you can view your contract, and that will show you what Booking.com charges for fees in your area. And then I'm just making sure.
So Oksana has clarified the question that she made earlier on. It says, I am managing properties as an experienced co-host on Airbnb, and I receive commission payments for my services directly through Airbnb to her accounts. Would it be possible from Booking.com?
So currently we don't have that ability, but it's definitely something to for us to consider. So I will share that comment with the teams that work on that. And then Melissa, currently we don't have a discount offered for processing your own payment. Clarify something about Booking.com's fees too that some of you may not know. Booking.com, unlike some of our competitors, we don't charge a guest fee. So we have a flat commission rate for our hosts, and we don't charge an additional fee to the guest. So some of our competitors have a different commission structure where the guest is taking on the bulk of the commission cost in a fluctuating service fee. So I just wanted to clarify that. And then as far as preferred partners, so preferred partners get up to 20% more bookings on average. So if you have properties that are eligible to be in the preferred partner program, I definitely recommend enrolling into that. And you also get 65% more search views. So definitely something to consider.
There's a question here. What is the difference of being a preferred partner or a premier partner with Booking.com versus being an official partner of Booking.com? The biggest difference is it's the quality of the integration and the depth and the breadth of the integration. With Booking.com, we work together also on our roadmap, and we are able to work together on both companies' roadmap to make the best of for our customers, our common customers. We get access to the roadmap as well, the new features and functionalities that we are going to bring to the product. So we keep it always updated and always in the latest versions possible. And of course, they help us as well a ton on passing this knowledge to you guys on how to best how can you guys be successful on Booking.com. And you can see it probably from our customer support team, our technical support team, that are able to answer all of your questions about Booking.com, and that's because we have this very special relationship with the channels, and in this case, with Booking.
Thank you everyone for joining. It's amazing to see how the integration is progressing and all the new functionality that Booking.com is pushing out. See you next month.